You can be the most amazing man that a woman has ever met. You can dot all the I's and cross all the T's. You can be the greatest provider. You can be absolutely dedicated to that woman's happiness. You can be the quintessential nice guy. And all of that will mean nothing if the woman isn't situated mentally to appreciate it. Now, me saying it is one thing, but me showing it to you is something totally different.
He loved me and David unconditionally, completely unconditionally. And when you love someone like that, you really accept their flaws and you accept less than what you should. So really, I should have been a better wife. Every time we saw each other, like you knew that was your soulmate, right?
Wow, I mean, so he was your soulmate.
It's hard because I knew how he still felt about me.
He just loved you.
He really did.
And you broke his heart. Oh, don't cry too.
See what I mean? Perfect example of the transition from being the victim to being the victor, or vice versa. Let's take a ride on this one, man. It's going to get deep. Now, we can talk about this isn't every situation, or we can talk about whatever we want to talk about, but statistically, this is over 50% of situations. Over 50% of situations end in divorce. And I'm telling you, men, right now, that the majority of those divorces are no fault of the man. You are simply being the best man that you can be for that woman. But as this woman says in this video, man, she left for no reason at all other than she wanted to see if the grass was greener on the other side. Now, what I just played for you is the end of the video clip, but you have to see what she says leading up to that. And then finally get to the realization that after she drove this man to an early grave via a broken heart, now she wants sympathy. And you see how she got it. Living with regret is just an indication that you did not appreciate the things that you had at your disposal when you had them. Let's take a listen to this video, man, and we'll come back and chop it up on the real tip.
You know, my first marriage, we made all of the mistakes. Unfortunately, he passed away.
Now, before we go any further, I want you to think about how she says we made all the mistakes. Now, listen, remember that we made all the mistakes. Now, let's listen to her explain the mistakes that we made.
So why did you guys get a divorce?
Because I really wanted something different. It's very unfortunate because he was the most loving, kind person. I had all the love and support that I could have ever wanted.
Now, listen, she says he was the most kind, loving person. She had all the love and support she wanted. But remember, she said they made all the mistakes. So she's admitting that these were mistakes. It was a mistake for him to love her like that. Remember, she just called it unfortunate. She said it was a very unfortunate situation because this man gave me everything and I did not want it from him. In essence, he was given all of this love and support and dedication and provision and protection to the wrong woman. I'm telling you, men, vetting the woman in your life is an absolute necessity. Let's keep going.
But I think I went through a period wanting money. Like I wanted to be with someone and be at a different level. And I saw him work all of the time. It's one thing to like work and work and work from like 4 a.m. to 10 p.m. at night, day in, day out, and still have no resources. And for me to work, do the same, and just want a different life.
So, long story short, you wanted a different life and lifestyle than he was able to provide. And so you said, you know what, this, I'm out of here. I need more money.
Now, let's understand something. I want you to hear the illogic of the female mind at work. She says she wanted more money, but she married a man who didn't have the money that she wanted. And then after the marriage, she suddenly realized that, oh, he doesn't have the money that I want. Now, I'm telling you, man, your emotional attachment to a woman doesn't matter to her. She doesn't care about anything other than what she wants. You notice she didn't say, I need more money. She says, I wanted more money. I wanted to be on a different level. And here's another thing. This is why you don't let a woman into the process of your progress if she's not contributing, because she doesn't see it as her process of progress. She sees it as you working hard to try to get somewhere, and she doesn't have the patience to go there with you. But once you get her to invest her effort, her time, her energy, even her resources, then she's all in because it becomes her grind as well. But if you don't do that, then you end up with a woman like this who's basically saying that man was on his way to greatness, but I didn't want to wait. I wanted to go find a man who was already great. And many of you men are with a woman right now who's with you because you're great. And if she had met you before you were great, you wouldn't have even been an afterthought. She wouldn't have thought about you at all. Let's keep riding with this.
I was selfish and took advantage of a real unfortunate situation, which was he loved me and David unconditionally.
Wait a minute. Love me and David unconditional. Listen, bro, the most entitled woman you're ever gonna meet is a woman who believes that her having a child with another man already does not diminish her value to you. So not only was this man working hard to take care of her, he was working hard to take care of her child. And he did the very thing that women say they want. They always say, I want a man who's going to love my child the way he loved his own. I want him to treat my child just like we had this child together. I know we didn't have it together, but in his mind, he need to wrap his mind around the concept that he is the that is this child. I's the pappy. This woman had it. And you know what she did? She totally ignored it, totally disregarded it, because it doesn't mean anything to a woman for you to do these things. Yes, they say they want it, but their fantasy is never commensurate with their reality. They don't really want those things. They just sound good. The fantasy of them, the thought of them, the imagination of them sounds real good. But in this situation, if you believe a woman gonna appreciate that, then it was just your imagination once again running away with you. It was just your imagination running away with you. I'm telling you, man, it was just your imagination. It will never benefit you to be this amazing Mr. Nice Guy to a woman in this particular society, because she's not built, she's not wired to appreciate that. She has to have a foundation, a familial foundation in another culture. Like her parents and grandparents still have to live in that culture, even if you meet her here, and they have to have a strong influence on her, because she was born and raised in America with American parents and American grandparents, American great grandparents, entire American lineage. She is not wired to appreciate you being this type of man. I tell you men this all the time, but some of y'all still go out there and y'all listen to these beta male simp manginas talking about go ahead out there and get married, go ahead out there and get married. Half of these clowns ain't even married. How you gonna listen to somebody who ain't married tell you to get married? See, I tell you not to get married. I don't never talk about the benefits of marriage because ain't none to me. Not legal marriage. I don't talk about the benefits of legal marriage. I talk about the benefits of avoiding legal marriage. I'm an expert on that. I'm an expert on avoiding the detriment of legal marriage and embracing the benefit of living a single life. I'm living that. I'm telling you, brothers. Let's finish this up, man, so we can ride out of here.
Completely unconditionally. And when you love someone like that, you really accept their flaws and you accept less than what you should.
You accept less than what you should. When you love someone unconditionally, which a bunch of you beta male manginas be out here promoting, that a man should love a woman unconditionally. Yes, we know men love unconditionally. So why would you put yourself in that situation when even a woman admits that when you love her unconditionally, you accept less than you deserve? You accept less than you deserve. Just did a video a couple of days ago. Steve Harvey is finally snapping out of that mindset of giving more than he needs to give and receiving less than he deserves. You have to understand, if you love a woman unconditionally, you are going to give more than she deserves and receive less than you deserve. That's just the way it's set up. It's set up to where you're going to just accept the person, flaws and all, doesn't matter what happens. And we live in a society where that is perpetuated to men. So I don't even fault him for doing that, because he was probably raised that way. Someone taught him that that was the best thing to do. And someone is teaching you men right now that that's the best thing to do. But let's be honest, it is not the best thing to do. It is the absolute worst thing that you could do as a man.
So really, I should have been a better wife. Every time we saw each other, like, you knew that was your soulmate, right?
Wow,
I mean,
so he was your soulmate.
it's hard because I knew how he still felt about me.
He just loved you.
He really did.
And you broke his heart. Oh, don't cry too.
So let's get this straight. Even after the man loved her, she left him. And even after leaving, every time she saw the man was trying to get her back. The man was trying to woo her. The man was trying to win her. The man was trying to chase her. The man was trying to coerce her to give him another chance. The man was trying to convince her that he was the man that she needed. And even after all of that time, she still didn't go back to the man. Why? Because if a woman doesn't want you, there is nothing you can do to change that. You can't make a woman want you if she doesn't want you. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I must tell you, men, you must keep your eyes on the prize. And you know what the prize is? That man you see when you look in the mirror, he is the prize. And until you embrace that and accept that in your life, you're forever going to put yourself in situations where you just might get caught up in some foolishness like this, where a woman admits to the world that you were the most amazing man she's ever met. And she knew that you were her soulmate. She never said we were soulmates. She said he was her soulmate, which means he looked at her as his soulmate. Like he would do anything for her. You understand what I'm saying? He would do anything for her. And that wasn't enough. He gave her the sun, the room, the rain, the stars, and the mountain. He gave her the world, but it wasn't enough. And finally, at the twilight of his young life, only one song was playing in his head. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Only darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. This house just ain't no home every time she goes away. And then that man decided that his will to live wasn't as strong as his desire to die. That was it. Remember, you are the prize, my brothers. So you won't end up in this situation too. And women, if you're in this situation with a man, you should be ashamed of yourself for misleading that man, taking advantage of that man, and putting yourself in a situation where you're gonna pay, because karma goes both ways. She likes to bring proper recompense to men and women alike. Y'all coming on. Y'all just let me know what you think in the comments, man. Peace.
Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Simps claiming that they pimps, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Suckers claiming to be players, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down. not gonna tell you, man, that you shouldn't value your woman at all. A woman does have value, but you can't overvalue her and convince yourself that she brings more value to your life than you bring to hers.